Industry professionals will find themselves in the job search market when they are unemployed or when they are employed but seeking better job opportunities. Better job opportunities can be interpreted as jobs with better pay packages or job within conducive working conditions and environments, or jobs that align with their most preferred skill sets. In this video, we're going to be unpacking on tips and strategies for professionals within the job search market to speed up their job search process. Welcome to Security Nuggets Podcast, a channel that engages on security risk insights and perspectives for continuous learning purpose to achieve security excellence. And I'm your host, Ashley, and it's always a pleasure to have you joining me in this discussion. And without wasting any time, kindly let's delve right into it. The first strategy or tip that you need to utilize as a professional within the job search market is one, you need to optimize your resume. You need to optimize your resume, all right? Now remember that your resume is the first point of contact between you and a potential employer. So it becomes very important for you to leverage on that opportunity to make a good impression, okay? An impression that makes them to want to pay more attention to you through your resume, okay? Your resume captures their attention, okay? And again, your resume represents you appropriately. We don't want to target job roles, and we have resumes that underrepresent us, all right? So you need to make sure that the resume you are presenting at any given time represents you appropriately, okay? Now, under this strategy of optimizing on your resume, we're going to touch on two critical aspects, okay? Aspect one, all right? You need to make sure that the resume you're presenting is up to date. Now, you could be a professional who has not been in the job search market for a while. So your CV is outdated. So you definitely need to update it. You could also be an upcoming professional who has just graduated. This means that you need to develop your CV and create a CV from scratch. Either way, whether you are an upcoming young professional who is just getting into the security industry, you're just initiating your career, or whether you've been a professional for a while and you're making a transition or tapping into better opportunities, you've definitely got to update your resume. In updating your resume, it's very important for you to use a modern template, okay? Don't use an outdated resume template, all right? And if you can afford to outsource a professional who can help you develop an updated resume within the modern template or modern concept, do it, all right? Because it's going to be a worthy investment, all right? If you can't afford to do that, which is quite understandable because it depends on your current status by the time you're deciding to get into the job market. If you can't afford to do that, then do your research, all right? Do your research and get to establish that this is the current modern template or concept of developing resumes, all right? So update your resume. Make sure it captures all the relevant details. It captures your skills. It captures your experience if you've had any. It captures your credentials. It captures all your soft and hard skills. It captures the mandatory basic requirements of a resume, all right? And for some cases, depending on the organization that you're applying for a job, they may not require you to send your resume, whether on soft or hard copy. They may require you to input your details within their online forms, all right? This means that you have to input all your information from scratch within their template design and format, All right. And in some cases, they even ask you some questions because it is part and parcel of their evaluation process for potential applicants. Okay. So again, this is a process that entails you to be patient because sometimes it can be time tasking. It can be a bit demanding. Okay. So you are already in the job search market. So commit to the process of inputting all the relevant information that is required by that potential organization looking to hire you. All right. So take your time. Fill in all the necessary information about yourself. Okay. Commit to the process. All right. Now, if you are required to upload any of your credentials on soft copy, make sure that the credentials you are uploading have been well scanned. And this is what I mean. They've been well scanned in a way that they are legible. All right. They are legible. Whoever you're sending them to can be able to see all the details within your credentials properly without difficulty. All right. So again, the issue of lighting is also very important. Okay. Make sure that the scanner you're using, you've adjusted the lighting because you don't want it to be too dark. You don't want your credentials to be too dark or too bright. All right. So again, even scanning those credentials becomes another important process if you have to upload them in the process of job applying. Okay. Now, the other aspect, still within the first strategy of optimizing your resume, okay, is making sure that your resumes are very target-based. They are very job role target-based. Okay? This means that you're not going to be using one resume all the time for applying different job roles. No. By the way, this is an area where a lot of potential people seeking job employments are missing the point. They are missing the mark here. You've developed your resume, you've updated it, you've done a good job. It's looking very nice and presentable. It represents you effectively. But the problem you make is that you are using it for every job role application. Now, this is why it's important for you to have different templates of resumes and amend them and update them as per the job role that you are, the specific job role that you're applying for, okay? This is because every job role that you're applying is different. It's different. It is very rare for you to be applying for a job role that is similar. This is because when a company is looking to hire an employee within the security department, they are guided by something we call a job design. Okay? Yet the job role is designed to suit whatever need that is there or has a reason. So the job design dictates the roles that are going to be conducted by any potential talent that the company is looking to hire. All right. So it's very important for you to make sure that your resume, okay, adjusts to that specific job role. All right. You have to, by target-based, this is what I mean. Let me expound on this, okay? Because I want us to be very clear. For instance, if that particular job role requires certain hard and soft skills that you have, okay, you need to make sure that those skills have been captured within your resume, okay? And you have gone ahead to expound further on how your experience, if you have experience, how your experience, okay, confirms and proves that that is a job role that you qualify to undertake. All right. Now, the other reason why having resumes that are job role based is important is because right now, a lot of organizations are leveraging or on a system we call ATS, Applicant Tracking System. It's a software, It's a software. And the reason why organizations are leveraging on this software is because whenever there's a job opportunity, there are so many people who are interested in that job opportunity. So organizations want to save on their time to make sure that they are only paying attention to resumes that meet the basic qualifications. They meet the basic qualifications. That means that their skills and their experience align with the requirements on the job role. Okay, so what this automatic system, what the ATS system does, what the applicant tracking system does is that it filters out all the resumes that don't meet the basic requirements, the mandatory requirements. Okay, so if you have applied your job through an ATS system, which is highly likely if you're applying your job through a job board, we shall go to that and expound further what a job board is, okay? But it is basically a website platform that you are applying for a job through, right? We shall cover that later on in this discussion, right? But if you're applying your job through an online system, okay, it is highly likely that your resume, before it goes to be evaluated manually by the recruiting agency or the human resource office or personnel, before it gets to someone's hands, it will first have to go through the ATS system, okay? So if you don't want your resume to be put in the junk or be disregarded, then you need to make sure that all the time when you're applying for the different job roles that you're applying for, that you make sure that your resume is very job role and description target based, okay? So you need to stop using one particular resume for every job that you're applying. If that is what you have been doing, please change. It is highly likely that that is why you've not been shortlisted for some of the jobs you've been applying, okay? It is highly likely that that is the reason why. So you need to change your tactic. You need to make sure that you have different templates, okay? So whatever job vacancy you come across, you adjust your resume a bit so that it can target, so that it can align with the job role in particular. Now, again, when it comes to the ATS system, all right, it is a software system, all right? And we all know how software systems work. They are very key based. They are very keyword matched based, all right? They want to see your resume is having particular keywords that have been set within their criteria. The ATS system has been set within a certain create for that particular job role. The ATS system has been set to a certain criteria so that it can recognize certain keywords. All right? It needs to recognize certain keywords. And those keywords need to be in your resume, so that when your resume goes through the ATS system, the system automatically matches those keywords and it is able to give your resume more attention. And instead of it going to the bin or the trash folder or being discarded, it actually goes to an area where it is put on the waiting list for consideration or for more checkup. All right, so that is where we need to adjust if we are not doing that already. For us who are doing that and we know that, good on you, you're on the right track. If you didn't know that, kindly change tactic and speed up the process of you landing into a job opportunity, all right? Now, the second strategy, all right, is that you need to be able to identify where the job opportunities are. Where are you going to get those job opportunities? Where are you going to go and find job alerts and notifications for the particular jobs you're looking for? Okay, you've already sorted out your resume. You've optimized this. Now you're good to go. Now you need to look and see, where am I going to get these job opportunities so that I can participate in the process of applying for these jobs? Okay, now that's the second tip and strategy. Now, this is what you need to do. All right. I'm going to go through all the potential sources where you can leverage on and you can start uh, and engaging in and paying more attention to so that you can be able to see more job opportunities for you to apply if you are not doing this, okay? Some of these tips you're probably leveraging on them. Some of them maybe you're not paying more attention to. But the thing is, pay attention to all of them because you never know which area will open up that door for you. Okay, so leverage on all of them. The thing with job search, it is like a whole job on its own. You're looking for a job, but the way you're doing it, you're so committed in the process. It is like you're doing a whole job, specific job on its own. So job searching becomes another job on its own. So you need to commit to it, and you don't need to get tired. All right, you need to leverage on all the available opportunities because you're committed to getting into a job. And the more opportunities you leverage on, the more platforms you leverage on to tap into different job vacancies and alerts and notification, the higher the chance of you landing into that job quicker than expected. So again, you're speeding up on the process of you landing into a job, all right? Now, one of the sources is what we call a job board. You heard me mention the job board before when we were talking about the ATS system, the applicant tracking system, okay? A lot of job boards work with an ATS system, all right? This is because a lot of companies, all right, they know that if we want to tap into the right potential hire for our company, we need to use multiple job boards. All right. So they will put the job vacancy within their company website if they have one. And again, they will leverage other job boards. So you will find that job vacancy appearing in more job boards. Okay. Now, basically, a job board is a website platform, okay, that markets or rather puts job vacancies for potential talents and people who are looking for jobs can go to and view the particulars and get into the process of applying for those. It is actually highly likely that you will get a job quicker through the job boards than any other platform. All right. This is because a lot of companies out here that are looking for new employees or new hires, they know that if they leverage through multiple job boards, it is an effective way for them to access to as many active talents as possible. All right. So they're not just leveraging on one particular job board, they're leveraging on a multiple so that they can get to reach a wider range of potential active hires. Okay. Now, like I mentioned, job boards go hand in hand with an ATS system. So again, you really need to leverage on being making sure that your resume is being very job description or job role based. You're targeting. So different resume for a different role, okay? A different cover letter and resume for a different role. You know, for jobs that require you to do a cover letter as well and send together with the resume, the cover letter also need to be tailored and it needs to be adjusted and it needs to be targeted to that particular job role and job description. Are we together? Great. All right. When it comes to job boards, all right, what you need to do, because again, you don't want to overwhelm yourself, you need to look at the three main job boards within your area. A lot of these job boards, some are global. That means they have an international presence, all right? And some are very local, okay? Some are very local. So depending on where you are, which state you are, do your homework and get to find out. These are the renowned or leading job boards within my country, all right? Or these are the leading professional job boards within the global point of view, right? So that you can know what you need to leverage, okay? Now, for instance, in Kenya, because that's where I'm located, I'm going to give two job board examples that are very popular, all right? So if you're the industry and you're looking for jobs, those are the two job boards that I know that you're more likely to get a lot of job opportunities there that are industry based, okay? Where you get a lot of security job vacancies there, all right? We have one called Brighter Monday. And there's also another one that I know is also very popular. It's called New Jobs Kenya. All right. So you can leverage on those two, okay? If you're within the Kenya scene, all right? If you're in another country, do your homework and get to find out which are the popular job boards within your state that you can leverage on. There's a reason why I'm encouraging you to limit yourself to 3 most popular job boards, all right? Instead of you having to overwhelm yourself looking at so many job boards, maybe 5 or 6, is because, all right, it is highly likely that a job you find in one job board, you'll find in others, all right? And if you can find and it's highly likely also that a job you find in a job board that is not very popular is a job that you will find in a most popular job board. So leverage on the 3 main popular job boards within your area of operation, okay? So that you can get to save yourself some time. Now, the other job board that I want to encourage you to leverage on so that you can speed up your process of job searching is the LinkedIn professional platform. That is a job board that has a global presence, all right? Now, ideally, LinkedIn is a professional platform for professional engagements, okay? But within that platform, they have optimized on so many things. There's so much they also do within that platform, okay? LinkedIn, being a professional platform, they also have a section where they advertise or they showcase job vacancies. All right. Now, I want to believe that since you're a professional job searching, someone who is probably just getting into the industry, that means you're a young professional, you're into your entry level, or if you've been working for a while, okay? I want to believe you have a LinkedIn account. All right. Now, if you have, well and good, leverage on that. I'll explain why. All right. If you don't, I will very much encourage you to open a LinkedIn account. Okay. If you're searching for jobs, you're in the job search market, I will encourage you to open a LinkedIn account. All right. Because chances are you are highly likely to get a job within that platform than anywhere else. A lot of professionals get jobs through LinkedIn. Okay, now I want to expound on the benefits of leveraging on the LinkedIn platform for job search. Okay, because there are different ways you can go about that. All right, now one, they have a jobs section. If you're a professional who is in the job search market, okay, what you need to do, one, is to make sure that your profile is updated. Okay. So you've put your skills there. All right. You've put your experience, companies you've worked for, and all that. All right. If possible, you've been endorsed by other like-minded professionals or organizations. Maybe you've even been recommended, all right, where like-minded professionals can recommend you highly, okay? There's a reason why I'm encouraging to make sure that you have an updated profile. Okay, we have a lot of professionals whose LinkedIn accounts are not fully completed, okay? They are partly done. They have the picture, they have the names and credentials, and they have the companies they've worked for and they're working for. That's it. They haven't put the skills. They haven't gotten any endorsements. They've not gotten any recommendations. Okay, so basically, your account is not completed. If you're looking for work, if you are in the job search market, I'm encouraging you to finish updating your profile. Finish updating your profile, okay? Because, all right, as much as you want to leverage on the job sections, and I will get to that, you also want to make sure that your account is attracting potential recruiters, okay? We have a lot of recruiters on LinkedIn platform, okay? And some of these recruiters, when they are looking for potential hires, they are looking for potential hires against set skills. So if your profile account aligns with the skills they are looking for, it will get their attention. It will get their attention, and it is highly likely that somebody will reach out to you through your DM. All right? Somebody might reach out to you through your DM, okay? So your account has gotten attention, all right? Now, and again, you're in LinkedIn platform to also engage a network. So in the process of doing that, your account is getting attention. Through that interaction, your account is getting visibility and you are attracting attention. So it's highly likely that you will attract the attention of a potential recruiter looking for a talent with similar skills as yours, okay? If you don't showcase those skills in your profile, it's highly likely that that recruiter will look at your skills and just move on to looking for someone else. But if you have optimized on your profile and it's captured everything, then it is highly likely that they will properly understand what you're doing and your skills and your experience and all that. And they will want to know more about you and reach out to you through the DM. Okay? Now, the other way to go about this when you look at using LinkedIn is through their job section. If you're looking for a job, you need to set the notification on the job section. Okay? You need to explore your LinkedIn application, whether you're using the desktop or the phone, and go for the job section and see where you can set that notification button on. Okay? Now, usually what happens is if you see a job notification in LinkedIn and you're interested in it and you apply, okay, automatically LinkedIn is quickly able to I think it is the algorithm that quickly picks up on you through your profile and the potential jobs that you'd be interested on in future. Okay, so if you set your notification on, every time there's a job vacancy that aligns with the previous job you applied for, or that aligns with your profile in terms of the skills and experience you've acquired, then it will quickly notify you. You'll get an alert that there is a potential job vacancy that meets your criteria. Okay? And the beauty of this is that it gives you the opportunity to apply for that job opportunity earlier enough. Okay? And because you can already see the number of applicants who have applied for that job, when you go to that job, you can see so far, this number of applicants have already applied. So when you get that notification and you take advantage of it in good time, that means you're not just waiting for days and days so that you can apply. You see the notification and you act on it immediately. That means that you will be able to send your resume and it is going to be among the first resumes that are going to be submitted. All right. So again, you're getting that advantage. All right. You're getting that advantage. Now, the other thing with LinkedIn is that we have this badge. If you're looking for work, if you're in the job search market, all right. And remember, we said that being in the job search market is not just for people who are unemployed or professionals who are employed. You can be in the job search market because ideally where you are, you're not happy. You're not happy with the pay package and you're not happy with the working conditions and environment. You want to move into a better working condition and environment. You want to get a better pay package. Okay, so you are in the job market. You want to transition, okay? Or you want to work in a job that has your most preferred skill sets, things that you enjoy doing, okay? So you can turn on your open to work notification badge, okay? I'm sure you've seen some LinkedIn profiles that have that open to work badge. It is usually green, okay? It goes around the circle of your profile, okay? So you activate that badge so that when people are looking at your profile, whether you're engaging or posting something, they can see that this is a professional who is open to work. That means that you are open to attract new opportunities. You are open to attract new job opportunities. Okay, so that's the other beauty of leveraging on the LinkedIn platform as someone who is in the job search market now. I'll say this because I've seen posts about it, that activating the green badge of your open to work is not a nice thing. I've seen this. I've seen posts about it. There's been a bit of controversy about it, that if you activate the open to work badge, you are seeming desperate, or people will not give you an opportunity because you have activated that badge, that it is a negative thing to do. To me, it is disregard that. That is of no importance. You shouldn't be swayed. You shouldn't be swayed by that. All right? It is a good thing when you're putting yourself out there. All right? It is a good thing when you're putting yourself out there. All right? And I believe when you're in the job search market, you need to be aggressive and you need to have no time for pride. You need to have no time for pride. Okay? So let people know you are open to work. Let people know you're open to work. So activate that green badge. Don't be deterred or discouraged by people who are of a different opinion. Okay? Activate it, because I believe that you putting yourself out there is again going to speed up the process of you landing on a job opportunity. Okay? Now, the second source where you can find a job vacancy, all right? We've already covered job boards. Now, the second place that you can leverage on, which you can get job alerts and notification, is recruitment agencies, all right? Now, if you're somebody working in management, or senior leadership and executive, I know you use recruitment agencies. Now, because a lot of organizations, as much as they want to leverage on the job boards, they know that for us to get someone within senior leadership or executive, chances are, it is highly likely that because this is a rare talent, chances are we are going to get someone who fits our criteria for that particular job through a recruitment agency. Okay? Because the recruitment agency is going to have the time to go all out to look for a potential hire that meets the criteria that that organization is looking for. This is particular for those senior executive positions or senior leadership positions. Also, some companies have limited resources, okay? Or they choose, by choice, they choose to not engage so much in the recruitment activities. They want to outsource recruitment agencies to do that for them. So again, this could be a job role that is not even in management. This could be a job role that is of any position, as long as it's a job role within the industry, okay? So again, you might find this job opportunity through a recruitment agency. Now, listen, a lot of recruitment agencies are not going to ask you for any fee as a potential talent, because they get their payments and fees from the companies looking for employees. The company looking for talent to hire, they are the ones paying the recruitment agency. All right? So it's highly likely that a recruitment agency is not going to be asking you to pay them as somebody who is looking for a job. All right? Because their fee comes from the potential potential employers who are looking for hires. All right? So the goal here is to make sure that you have established the recruitment agencies within your area of operation. Engage them through email or call or make an in-person visit and drop your resume. Give them a soft copy resume, give them a hard copy resume, let them have that in their system. So that if any of their clients are looking for potential hires that meets your skills and experience, the recruitment agency is going to get in touch with you and facilitate an interview. All right? It will prioritize your resume because you are already in their system. Now, when it comes to recruitment agency, it's very good you do your due diligence, okay? Especially if this is a recruitment agency that is coming with extra charges or asking you for charges or payments, okay? I have never worked with a recruitment agency before, okay? So I cannot speak on how recruitment agencies run their business and how their business models are, okay? But I do know that it's very important for you to do your due diligence before you can get to work with any recruitment agency, especially a recruitment agency that is asking you for money or asking you to make payments for whatever service, okay? Do your due diligence because you don't want to waste your money. You don't want to lose your money. Just make sure that a recruitment agency is a legit recruitment agency that has good reviews, probably even for professionals who you know and can vouch for them, okay? Most recruitment agencies, especially these big recruitment agencies, they get their payments from the companies that are hiring, okay? They have their commission agreement of what is supposed to be paid to them, okay? So I know that most of them solely get payments from the companies and the employers who are looking for potential hires. They don't go asking potential talents and potential hires to pay them to help them get jobs, okay? But if you come across a recruitment agency that is asking you to pay them so they can help you get a landing or get a job somewhere, take it upon yourself and take the initiative to do your due diligence before you can commit to go to that, to make that extra step and commit to that, okay? Do your due diligence. That's all I'm saying. Do your due diligence, okay? But if you can get a good one, it is a good source to leverage on, okay? Now, the third source where you can get job notifications and alerts is using the newspapers, okay? Some organizations, they are mandated through their hiring policies. They are mandated to put a job alert on a gazette or a public newspaper, okay? So you can find some job vacancies and opportunities on a newspaper within your area of operation, okay? So if you can access newspapers, that's another source where you can get potential job vacancies and you can leverage on, okay? The other source is social media platforms, all right? I know for a fact that platforms like WhatsApps, if you're like in an industry WhatsApp group, a security WhatsApp group where a lot of members are security professionals, when there are vacancies within the organization, they will give their groups and social platforms priority. So you'll see them posting those job vacancies in those platforms and in those WhatsApp groups, okay? So you will see posts on job alerts. There's a job vacancy in a whatever organization and it gives the requirements and all that, all right? And again, even beyond members who are within that social platform, you'll see job vacancies being forwarded from one group to another so that they can cover a wide audience, okay? They can cover a wide audience. The wider the audience an advert can reach, the higher the chances that it's going to attract better talents and better potential hires for that. So that's another source you can leverage on, okay? If you're already in those sort of platforms, you'll agree with me that you see a lot of job vacancies and alerts, okay? If you're not, maybe you need to think about joining one, all right? Joining an industry group in a social media platform, whether it is on WhatsApp or whether it is in Facebook or whatever platform or a WhatsApp channel, whatever platform, you can join and then you can leverage on that, all right? Another source that you can take advantage of is in-person visits and in-person calls. All right? Let me tell you something. In a country like Kenya, there's something we call tamakin. Tamakin. It is very much associated with graduates after they graduate, campus students after they graduate. Okay, because after they graduate now, they are now looking for jobs. Okay, now that process is also termed as tamakin. It's at slang. It's termed as tamakin from the word tarmac of the highways. This is because it entails a lot of walking around from one organization to another, finding out if there's a job vacancy or dropping your resume, awaiting a job opportunity. All right. And you can also make calls. You can also make calls to potential organizations to inquire if they have any job vacancies. Here's the thing. I know because we are evolving and technology is taking over and all that, a lot of people are leveraging digital platforms. You're leveraging the job boards, you're leveraging the social media platforms and all that to make job applications, all right? But let me tell you something. When you're in the job search market, I said it is like you're doing a whole job all entirely. It's like a whole new job you're doing. You're looking for a job, but the way you're doing it is like you're doing a job on its own because it's so tasking. And it entails a lot of proactiveness. You need to be proactive. You need to take initiative. Okay, so if you need to start moving from one company to another, I mean, like identify, are there potential organizations that I want to work for? You've probably done your homework, or you probably have friends working there, and you know these are good organizations. They have better working conditions, and they have very conducive working environments. They pay well, and you want to work there. I mean, go there and drop your resume. All right. Sometimes you won't see anyone in the office because you don't have an appointment, because some offices are very strict like that. They don't want to waste time, so they want to meet people with appointments. So if you don't get to see anyone in the HR office because you don't have an appointment, just drop your resume. They have that designated area where you can drop your resume, or you'll be guided. Send your resume through this address, and then you go ahead and apply and send it. Because the more places your CV lands, whether this is through socials or through digital platforms or through the job boards or through in-person visits or calls, the more places, or through sending them via emails, the more places your CV lands, the higher the chance that you quickly get a job landing. So you again speeding up your process. Now, we recently did a video discussion on professional associations. All right. Now, if you're already a member of a professional association, this is another area that you need to leverage on as well. It's another source where you can get to have those job alerts and notifications, because the members within that association, they prioritize their own members who are job searching. Okay. So they will prioritize members within the association who are looking for work, and members within those associations working in organizations that are looking for potential talent. It is highly likely that they will prioritize members within that association to refer them to get those job opportunities. So that is another source that you can leverage on. The more the sources you tap into, the higher the chances you're getting of you getting to a job opportunity quickly. So again, you're speeding up the process of your job search. The third tip that can help you speed up your job search process is leverage your personal network. Your personal network can consist of your friends, your former colleagues, your professional acquaintances. These are professionals who you've come across during your work, in your line of work, all right? They're professional acquaintances, people who know you through your work, okay? Now, this is where it's important for you to reach out to them and tell them that you're in the job search market. They can give you some leads that you can follow through and actually land into a good job opportunity. I know for a fact that not all companies advertise their job vacancies. Not all companies will put it out there that they're looking for potential talent and they have job vacancies, all right? Some companies rely on references. They rely on trusted references, especially when it comes to security. If they want somebody to work in the security function because of the nature of its sensitivity, and again, it's a position that will require trust and integrity, all right? They want their reference. They want the people they know in the industry, the references, to give them someone or to give them people whom they can vouch for. All right? So your friends, former colleagues, or professional acquaintances can be these people. And they know that there's a job vacancy and a certain company reached out to me and they told me we need someone for this position. Do you have someone in mind you can recommend? They can recommend you. All right? So when you're in the job search market, don't be too discreet. Don't do it in secret. I mean, let people know. I mean, I would understand why someone would choose to do this in secrecy and they would want to be reserved about it, you know? I would understand why, but again, that secrecy may not work to your benefit, all right? Identify a few trusted people within your personal network who you can let know. You can tell them, I'm in the job search market. I'm looking for a better opportunity. Or I lost my job because of whatever reason, and I'm looking for a job now. Kindly, if you hear somewhere that there's a job vacancy, let me know. The fourth tip is effectively prepare for your interviews. All right? Now remember, you've worked so hard to get it right with your resume, to identify where ideal job opportunities are, and you have gone ahead and participated in the job application process. And you have made progress where you've even been shortlisted and you have been invited for an interview. All right? Now, having been presented with that opportunity, you need to take advantage of it and make sure that before you go for that interview, you are going to properly prepare yourself for that interview so that you don't blow it during the interview and get it wrong, okay? Because I believe a lot of professionals get it right until that point, and that is the point where everything falls apart. They lose the opportunity because they failed to articulate themselves properly to demonstrate that they're qualified for that job position and role, or they didn't give a proper first impression or one thing or the other, right? So again, get it right as well during the interview. And if you get it right, then you speed up the process of you landing on a job opportunity, okay? Now, when it comes to job interviews, okay? At least get an idea of what basic questions you should expect to be asked. Okay? There are those mandatory basic questions you get asked in any interview you walk into. All right? Things to do with tell us more about yourself. All right? You need to know how to articulate yourself if someone asks you, tell us more about yourself. Who is Ashley Susan Wanjiko? Tell us more about yourself. All right? And when you're presenting yourself and telling the interviewing panel or the interviewer about yourself, again, you've got to know what you need to tell them. And you've got to stick it within the professional line. And you need to be brief and to the point, all right? And the other question is, for instance, tell us where you see yourself in the next 5 years. Where do you see yourself in your career ladder? Where do you see yourself from a professional point of view in the next 5 years? You've got to know how to answer that as well. All right? There are those basic questions that you should expect in any interview. And for you to walk into an interview without anticipating those questions so that you can prepare yourself to know how to respond to them, that is a fail on your part as someone seeking for a job opportunity. So you need to know, what questions should I anticipate and how do I prepare myself from a professional point of view, okay? And there's so much information out here you can leverage on to prepare yourself ahead. I mean, there's so many YouTube tutorials for preparing yourself during the interview. As a matter of fact, I am going to pin one such YouTube video discussion in this description of this video. The interview description is about how to prepare yourself for a security manager interview, and it is by a recruitment expert. So you can get to learn a lot from that conversation, all right? To prepare yourself moving forward, all right? Even if you're not looking for a security manager position, you're looking for another position within the security industry, it will give you context of what to expect and how to respond to those questions, okay? I hope it will be beneficial to you, okay? The other thing you need to do when you're in the interview, you need to really leverage on your experience. If you have worked before and some of the questions you're being asked, you can contextualize. Maybe it is a scenario that required problem solving, and you have gone through such an experience and you were able to solve a problem very well in your previous organization or a previous job experience. That is where you bring that up and make it brief and correlate how you'd bring value to that organization using your previous experience to solve similar problems should they arise in future within that organization. Okay, you're telling them, look, I understand what you're asking and I can do the job because I did it before. As a matter of fact, I did it so well, my previous bosses were impressed. Okay, you're leveraging your experience. You're telling them you're qualified for the job and you understand what the job entails, okay? I feel like some professionals don't leverage on their past experiences when they're responding to some of these questions, and their experience doesn't really come out so well, and their level of expertise and skill sets don't come out so well, but you leverage on that, okay? Now, you also need to know that some interviews within the industry are not one-off. Some interviews you'll be required to go for more than one session because there is the technical aspect and you need to be assessed on the technical aspects. They need to know that. There are some scenario-based aspects that you can be able to do the job. You can be able to, if there was a scenario, you can be able to do the job. How would you apply your technical skills to handle a certain situation? Okay, so there are more sessions. You know, some are test-based. You can sit down and do answer questions, not verbal questions, but they are on paper. It is more tests. So again, remember, I said something before. The process of job searching is a job on its own because it requires you to commit to it. So if you go to a job interview and you're told it takes more than one session for them to determine the best candidate for the job, don't just give up. Don't just go for that one session and say you're not going for the others, or go for one, two, and you're like, these guys are wasting my time. Commit to the process. Commit to the process and do your part. Do your part. Play your part. Okay? Play your part diligently, all right? Because it will again speed up the process of you tapping into that good job opportunity, all right? And the other thing you also need to consider during the interviews, the physical appearance, how you show up for an interview, how you show up looking physically for an interview matters. Those first impressions matters. Let nobody kid you and tell you they don't. They do. First impressions matter, all right? How you dress, how you groom, how you walk in there, how your hair is looking. Have you had a haircut if you're a gentleman? Are you looking presentable? Are you having a shirt that has been well ironed? How are you looking when you're walking in there? Are you looking alert? Are you looking confident? It matters. So prepare yourself effectively from the onset when you're going for those interviews. And I also also see it very, very important when you are punctual. This is what I mean. If an interview is set for, say, maybe 8 a.m. or 9 a.m., get there early enough. Get there 30 minutes early or 40 minutes early. You know, the beauty of getting there early is that it's not only is a good impression on your part, all right, that you're a punctual person, it also gives you time to tame your nerves. You know, because the process of the interview process is a nerve-wracking process. It doesn't matter who is attending that interview. It doesn't matter. Nerves. You will feel nervous. You will feel nervous. So when you get there early, it gives you a chance to relax. It gives you an opportunity to tame your nerves. You relax. You ease up into the process. By the time you're getting into that interview room, you have everything together, you have yourself together, and you're confident to sit there and engage with them, all right? So again, preparing effectively will help you speed up the process because you don't want to get it right from the onset, from the submission of your resume to being shortlisted, and then you mess things up during the interview. So you need to maintain that momentum. You need to maintain that momentum so you can speed up. Because again, let me tell you, you'd rather miss out on a job opportunity because it was competitive. That means that a lot of applicants had met those qualifications. They met the requirements, the mandatory requirements, and surpassed them. Or they had more skills than required. And you know, they will go for professionals with more skills. You better lose out an opportunity because other candidates, well, it was a competitive process and other better candidates got the job. You better lose a job because of that than lose a job opportunity because you walked into that interview and prepared. You had the right qualifications, you had the right credentials, the right skills and experience, but you got in there and prepared and you mumbled all your way through and didn't demonstrate that you're capable for the job. Okay, so we need to prepare ourselves properly when we're getting into these job interviews, all right? The next tip number 5, which is also very important, is you need to have something to do during the interim. You need to keep yourself preoccupied during the interim period, all right? As you're looking for work, as you're looking for a job opportunity, what are you doing in the meantime? All right, what are you doing in the meantime? Either to better yourself or just to preoccupy yourself. Because remember, the process of job search is mentally draining. It is mentally draining, okay? So keeping yourself preoccupied, it is what gives you a balance. It is what makes sure that you're being able to digest and process whatever negative news you get, those rejections that come in or don't come in, all those applications you're doing and you're not getting any communication back. You know, those interviews you go to and they don't work out. I mean, it is emotionally draining. So stress levels are high. So keeping yourself preoccupied, it is what gives you that balance. It gives you that balance. It not only makes sure that you're being able to take care of yourself mentally, your mental well-being, you're being able to take care of your mental well-being, but again, it gives you that balance. I mean, there's so much you can do during the interim, especially if you're unemployed. Okay, for those that are employed, it's different. Okay, but again, you could be employed, but you're in a very toxic working environment, and you really need to get out of there. So again, it takes a toll on your mental well-being as well. So what can you do in the interim as you're waiting for that job opportunity to open up? What are you doing? You need to keep yourself preoccupied because you need to be okay. You need to be fine. You need to be well mentally. You don't need to be depressed. You don't need to be stressed. You don't need to be sad. You need to keep yourself preoccupied so that you can have that positive energy. You know, you can be optimistic as you're waiting for that good opportunity to come up, all right? So in the meantime, there's a lot you can do. There's a lot you can do. You can do a course. You can do a course, all right? And if you don't have money to pay for a paid course, you can do a free course. I mean, there's so many learning platforms right now, and they're providing free courses. Leverage on that. As a matter of fact, I'm going to share a link of one of the learning platforms that I use. I prefer them, all right? And the link that I'm going to share is by a learning platform called Allison Online Learning, all right? And I'm saying it's free because you will sign in and open an account and you'll be able to do whatever courses you want to do, all right? That is just one example platform you can utilize. There are so many. There are so many. All right. There are so many. Some you can even do courses that are industry based. And remember when we were talking about professional development in a previous video discussion, I talked about a professional association that is humanitarian based called Disaster Organization. That is another place where you can do online courses that are industry based from a humanitarian point of view, and it's free. You're not paying anything. So again, there are so many avenues you can leverage to keep yourself preoccupied by doing a short course, all right? As you're pursuing job opportunities, all right? The other thing you can do in the interim, you can do a voluntary assignment. You know where you are. You know those nearby organizations and infrastructures and institutions. Some of them, you are even personally involved with them. Maybe it's a church organization. You go to church too. Maybe it's a hospital, a health facility you know and you go to. You know, maybe it's a school. Maybe it's an NGO. Maybe it's a shelter home. Maybe whatever institute. And you know them. These are people probably you've established a rapport with. Approach them. And because you're a security expert, you can provide your services on a voluntary basis, pro bono basis. And some might be very open to it and encourage it. And the thing is, it will not be a paying job, but it is going to be a voluntary opportunity or a voluntary project that you will learn from. All right. And again, you will get a reference form. If you do a good job in that voluntary project, whatever it is, they will be able to give you a recommendation from it. So again, it keeps you preoccupied. It's built onto your experience and exposure, all right? And it wins your recommendation if need be, all right? So there are so many advantages. The other thing you can do to keep yourself preoccupied is to take that time. Take advantage of the time you have during your job search process to build onto your network. Previously, I mentioned the platform of LinkedIn because it's a professional platform. You can take advantage of that time you have when you're job searching to grow and build your network in that platform. Okay? So you can grow your network to get more like-minded professionals connecting with you or following them so that you can learn from their posts and engagements and articles and all that, and organizations as well, all right? And you can build your engagement as well in that platform, all right? So you are building yourself as you wait for that job opportunity, okay? The other thing you can do is to involve yourself in a side hustle, all right? In this age, in this time and age, I don't know whether there's a professional out there who is just relying on their professional job income or revenue. I don't know if there's a professional out there who is relying on that salary that is coming at the end of the month. And if they are, then they must be getting a very good salary, because in these times, people are relying on more than one revenue stream. People are relying on multiple revenue streams. Okay, you have that job and you're also doing other side hustles. Okay, so that you can have those multiple incomes and you can be able to take care of your financial obligations without straining too much. And you can also be able to plan your future effectively and that of your family if you have one. So this could be an opportunity for you as you're waiting to get that job opportunity. This could be time for you to set up a side hustle that can probably keep going even when you get a job and you start working. Maybe it's a side hustle that you can do concurrently or not. Either way, it keeps you preoccupied, all right? And again, it helps you get something, some form of income. all right? Especially if you're in a position where you are not employed at all. You're probably not employed. And again, you probably have dependents. You probably have a family. You still need to take care of. So again, that side hustle, all right, keeps you preoccupied and gets you some form of income to get a livelihood as you're waiting for a job, a better job opportunity, okay? And again, it's also very good for your mental well-being because assuming a position whereby one, you're unemployed, and two, you have a family depending on you, then you have nothing at all. It becomes very stressful. It becomes very mentally draining, okay? But if you have a side hustle that you can do, all right? If you have a side hustle that you can do, it doesn't have to be even associated with the work that you're looking for. It doesn't even have to be an industry-related side hustle. It can be anything, all right? If it is industry-related, well and good. If it is not, it's fine. As long as it's keeping you preoccupied and it's helping you get a little bit of something to keep you sustained as you're waiting for that job opportunity, all right? Because if you're in a good mental state, you will be motivated and encouraged to go in and push for a job. You will be able to you'll be able to partake in the job search process properly. If you're in the right state of mind, it will speed up. It will pace up the process of your job search because it will keep you motivated. It will keep you encouraged. The sixth tip, which is the final tip, all right? Last but not least, obviously, is remember to take care of your mental well-being. All right, we have mentioned it in passing in the previous tip, but now we talk about it further in this tip. All right, now, like I've said, the process of job searching is a rigorous, stressful process. It is mentally draining. All right, and you need to balance between the process and mentally taking care of yourself. All right, it's very important. It's very important. If you're in the right state of mind, then you are encouraged and motivated to continue trying and continue looking for opportunities everywhere, all right? But if you are discouraged, stressed, depressed, it demotivates you, it discourages you. You're not going to be that aggressive. You're not going to take that initiative to push through the process, okay? So it is very important for us. When you're looking for a job opportunity, you also need to make sure that you're doing this concurrently with taking care of your mental well-being, all right? How can we do that? How can we maintain our mental well-being when we are job searching? One of the things that you need to do, and this is something that you also need to do even when you're not looking for work, even when you get that job, you need to continue doing this. You need to have an attitude of gratitude, okay? This is what I mean, all right? In spite of your current scenario, in spite of your current scenario, and I know some scenarios are bad. You are unemployed, you don't have a livelihood, it's bad. You are employed, but in a toxic environment, it's bad, all right? So what you need to do is to have that attitude of gratitude. You need to remember that as much as you're in that bad, dark stage of your life, that phase you are in of your life, okay? There is someone else who is going through worse than you. So you need to be grateful for whatever is positive, whatever is working out, okay? Not everything has worked out for you, obviously. That is why you're looking for a better job opportunity, but there is something that has worked out in your life. So be grateful for that. Be grateful. Be grateful that you're alive. Be grateful that you're in good health. There are people who are not. Be grateful that you have a roof over your head. Be grateful that you have clothes. Be grateful that you have a meal, okay? Be grateful that you have a family that loves you, friends that love you. I mean, there's so much to be grateful for, okay? So focus on the positives, okay? And have that attitude of gratitude. When you wake up every morning, before you think, oh, job, not again. I'm not going to I'm not going to this toxic organization. Oh God, it's job hunting again. I need a job. No. Before you think that, just take a minute and say thank you. Be grateful that you have some things in your life that are working on well, okay? It gives you, it makes sure that it helps you in your mental stability and in your mental well-being, all right? Now, the other thing that you need to do is, as much as it gets tough and rough, all right, you always need to make sure that you are maintaining your confidence, okay? You need to try and keep your head up, okay? Uh, because it is very possible during this time of job searching for you to lose your confidence, to lose confidence in yourself and your capabilities. It is very possible for you to lose your self-esteem. Okay? It is very possible for you to keep your head down, to work with your head low. But let me tell you something. Look at this as a temporary phase. Okay? And continue to keep your head up. Have your confidence. Have your self-esteem. Take this opportunity to build your resilience. There is nothing good like having a character of resilience, because that character ensures that you're building endurance. You can go through any rough patch in life, okay? So it's very important that you do that, because it helps you to maintain your mental well-being, okay? Now, the other thing you can do in this step is to have an outlet. All right. Uh, like for instance, you might continue to maintain this outlet even when you get working, you start working, because working in the security industry is very demanding and tasking. It can be very demanding and tasking. So it also takes a mental toll on you, right? So you might find yourself continuing to have that outlet even when you get that job opportunity. Now, some of the outlets that you can leverage on are, you can start going to the gym, okay? If not the gym, you can work out. You can just work out in your home, or wherever you want to work out from. Keep yourself physically active, all right? Do runs, do morning walks, all right? Keep yourself physically engaged and active. Okay, that's a very good outlet. It's a very good outlet because it helps you blow steam. It helps you blow steam. Okay, now that you're going through this job searching process and it is very stressful, you will get to blow some steam in the process. Okay, you run miles and you're like, you feel so nice and it refreshes your mind. Okay, the other thing that you need to do in this stage that will help you maintain your mental well-being is lower your expectations. Lower your expectations, manage your expectations. And this is very important, especially for upcoming professionals, graduates who are now getting into the job market and they're looking for job opportunities right after college. I feel like a lot of young professionals get into the job search market with very high expectations and they get very disappointed when it gets real. They get very disappointed, and it is very possible for them to get stressed out and depressed. But when you manage your expectations, that means you're having low expectations. All right. So that this means that you have low expectations on the job that you want in terms of maybe the pay package. If you're getting into the industry for this first time, you need to realize that it is highly likely that you're not going to get that salary that you dream of getting after college. You need to realize that it might take you some time to get to that salary. That salary might come with experience, and it might come with time. So you need to be you need to be open. You need to be open-minded. You need to be open-minded and realize that my first job that I apply, or the first job that I successfully get, all right, may not be that dream job and may not be that dream pay package. So you need to be open-minded, all right? It is very important for you to manage expectations. That way, when something happens, you're not that much disappointed. For instance, the other way you can manage expectations is you need to understand that not all job you apply to will provide you some feedback communication. Not every job you apply to will send you an email or call you and give you the outcome of the process. A lot of human resource offices and recruitment agencies, they don't communicate back. They don't tell you the outcome of your application. They don't tell you why it didn't pass. They don't give you feedback. I will appreciate those that do. A few do. I will appreciate those. But a lot of them don't. So you need to manage your expectations and realize that I may not get any communication back. As much as I put a lot of effort and energy in this application process, it is highly likely that they're not going to give me any feedback. Sometimes you will even go for interviews. Yeah, you will go for interviews and they will not call you back and give you any feedback or tell you you've not gotten the job because of this and this. Some will just keep quiet and you're left struggling and wondering what happened. But you need to maintain an open mind and manage your expectations. You need to realize that not everybody will give you feedback after an interview. So you move on to the next thing. All right. So it also helps you to maintain your mental well-being. All right. Otherwise, if you have these high expectations, what will be happening is when you're disappointed, you get very crushed. When things don't work out the way you hoped they would, you get so disappointed and you get so hurt, and it can get to a point where it depresses you and it mentally breaks you down. You don't need that. Okay. You need to be strong. You need to manage your expectations. Okay. So those are the tips that I wanted to share with professionals in the job search bucket, because remember, we've been doing a sequel video discussions of professional development. All right. And better job opportunities are part of professional development. All right. Maybe in the course of the year, as you're mapping out your professional goals and actions, maybe your goal is to move from job A to job B and transition for one reason or another. Okay. So sharing these tips, I'm hoping that they will help you in that goal so that you can speed up the process of landing into that job opportunity. Okay. Again, for people or professionals who are unemployed right now and they're hoping to put that action plan within their professional development goals this year, that in the course of that year 2025, I want to get a job. If that is your goal in your professional development, then I'm hoping that these tips will help you achieve that goal so that we can move together without leaving anyone behind. All right. So that is it for this discussion. I hope that you have found it enlightening, and I'm looking forward to seeing you in our next video discussion. I think it will be our last video discussion for this topic of professional development so that we can wrap up the sequel and get into something else. But I've definitely had a lot of fun discussing with you this topic of professional development as we discuss the various action plans and the various strategies that professionals can leverage on as they are mapping out their professional goals and strategies for the year 2025. Because again, the year is young. We're just getting into the month of March, but which means that we are still in the first quarter of the year. So there is time for us to map out our professional goals and strategies so that we can be able to make progress moving forward. And until our next video discussion, it's been a pleasure to have you here. Thank you very much for listening in and keeping me company. I appreciate it. Kindly subscribe if you haven't done that already. Like and share if you feel that you resonate with the discussions and someone else out there might resonate with the discussion as well. I appreciate it. And until next time, thank you for watching and goodbye for now.